Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another Path of Exile video for you today. We're going over the Spark Trapper. Name's Mountain Dew Spark is the thing I decided on. I love the new soda. It's really good, so I figured it would be a fitting name. Really quickly, before going any further in the video, I just want to go over the gear that I was able to obtain. So this is kind of what I've gotten after, let's see, /played. 1 day, 14 hours, probably 14 hours of that was literally just spent AFK, if not more. Regardless, my gear is literal crap. It's not very good. I just stepped into T4 map, so please forgive me, but I've got a very garbage scepter, some okay gloves. I think I bought these for 5C, some other really, really bad gear, leveling gear. Not the greatest stuff here. Decent boots, not anything to write home about. But the defenses as they are right now, so I have 14,000 evasion, about 4,000 armor, and that's before the granite. My resistances aren't even capped. That's how bad my gear is right now. So please forgive me, but I have not been able to play very often. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you really quickly what this looks like in a T4 map. Now, I haven't been able to get the Divergent Spark quite yet, so I am missing quite a few projectiles per trap, and I don't have the Helm enchant either, so that's anywhere from 4 to 6 projectiles that I'm missing, so please forgive me if it doesn't look as cluttered as it should, but this is kind of what it looks like in map. So use the Enduring Mana Flask to keep your mana up, and at least how I play it, because I have scaled the duration, is I don't really stay and cast too many sparks in one location in case I have to, but, oh, here we go, here's a rare beast. So I'll put up Sniper's Mark, and then if I can, what I do is I just sit here and spam away. Not the greatest single target as of yet, but I am missing quite a lot of gear, and I'm not even on a 6-link yet, so please forgive me if the DPS doesn't look that impressive right now, but I promise you it does get a lot better once you get that 6-link. So let's just get through this map real quick. Anyway, what I was saying is how I play is I kind of cast in front of me and then keep moving, because the way my sparks last for so long, I don't really need to stay in one spot for too long, and then I can just kind of keep moving throughout the map. Red beasts and yellow beasts, I'll kind of lay a couple sparks down, move on, and then they'll follow me and then trigger the traps usually behind me, so I don't really have to stay in one spot very long. So the map clear helps go up quite a bit because of that. So not too bad. So the links that I'm using right now are Spark, Lightning, Penetration, Trap, Fork, and then Swift Assembly. I don't even have my 6-link yet, but there's 2 things that I have kind of wanting to revamp since the very first video I made about this. So the mana is kind of an issue. When you're clearing the maps, not a very big issue because of the Enduring Mana Flask. Not that big of a deal, but when we get to map bosses, that's kind of where this build starts to fall off. And what I plan to do to fix the mana problem is actually using Life Tap instead of my Trap and Mind Damage as my 6-link. So it gives you some damage as you have Life Tap, I think up to 24 at max level. Still a decent damage link, but what that's going to do is going to allow us to pretty much infinitely sustain our traps, because we do gain the 10% life regen from triggering them, but we also get the flat 100 recovery from the Tinker Skin, which we were able to get a 5-link Tinker Skin for I don't know, 16, 17C, just stuff that I kind of put together using the Chaos recipe. So nothing too bad there. Oh, forgot to use my Sentinel. Duh. Whoops. All right. Let's see if we can't find the boss. I think the boss is probably going to be right over here. So let's go find out. So this is kind of where the build kind of struggles with, is single target sustain, because once I run out of my mana potions, my mana potion charges, I don't have any more mana. Ooh, Unset Ring. Nice. Okay. That'll go in the Lore Weave tab. All right, here we go. We got double boss here. Put Sniper Mark on one of them. And they are empowered, so not super great against the empowered monsters yet, but I am missing quite a few damage links and passives as well. So not the worst thing in the world, but it's also very sustainable, and I don't even have my my Uber Lab yet. So here's the problem. See, run out of mana slot, mana potion flasks, and then I'm out of mana. Unfortunate. So Gotta head back to town. So once I get my 6-link, I'm going to be fixing that with the life tap, just so I don't have to keep doing that. Right now, it's not that bad. Usually, if they're not empowered, I can kill pretty much any boss before I run out of mana charges. So not that big of a deal, but it can come into play. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of these things just for the chaos recipe, because I haven't been playing much, so I haven't had time to really generate a lot of currency, so I am still doing that. Oh, here we go. Here's another currency guy. Let's see. Nice. Cool. All right. And as you can tell, once they're kind of like in a smaller area, it does dramatically increase the DPS. Let's head back to town, go over a couple things. So the one thing I did change, the forking is still there. I have actually picked up one of these. It does help a little bit in clear, because sometimes when you get surrounded by monsters, the pierce does help get the sparks out further, and the fork kind of gets cluttered up, so they kind of get lost within the mobs. So it's actually really beneficial to have one. I may get the second one just for the initial explosion of sparks, because even if they're piercing, they can still come back and fork, so you're not losing out on any kind of functionality that way. It just helps kind of the initial burst of sparks reach a further target out. So I have gotten a hazardous research jewel as well. I wasn't originally going to use this, but the sparks firing in a circle seems to increase the clear speed a little bit, because they won't try to target on a particular monster. They'll just kind of fan out. When you don't have it, when they specifically try to target something, it doesn't seem to bounce off walls as easily, so just having it go in a circle, not that bad. As far as the build, like I said, I haven't really even gotten my Uber Lab yet. Haven't even gotten that finished yet. It's fairly defensive so far. Once I even get my resistances up, I'm gonna have capped spell suppression, almost capped chaos resistance. Obviously, capped resistance is there, and then my evasion's has a long way to go. And then with the granite, which I don't even have of iron skin, once I pop that, I go up to like 6,800, and I don't even have my enduring cry quite yet. So even with all these things missing, it is still a fairly survivable build. I haven't really died all that much using it, and the clear speed and single target's not too bad. The next biggest upgrade I'm going to look for, if you haven't invested in like a 6-link yet, I probably will invest in a 6-link before I get the Divergent Spark, just so I can have the life tap, which is going to help tremendously. That's going to basically solve my mana issues. How I was originally going to do it, I was going to drop the Defiance banner that I was originally going to use in the previous video. Saw me using Trap and Mind Damage and other things, and then using Defiance banner and Herald of Thunder. What I was originally going to do is sub out the Herald of Thunder for a high level clarity, but I figured I'll sacrifice a little bit of DPS and then make up for it in defensives by not having to sacrifice on my my Defiance banner. But that's my update for the build, guys. It's been a ton of fun. I will be leaving a link to the POB in this video, and I will update the last video as well with the POB. And hopefully we can keep mapping this weekend and get a little bit further than we have. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Subscribe below for more content. I will see you in the next one.